Yeah, good morning to all. Yeah, I think last session is on relationships, right? Yes, we have created a relationship between the transaction and transaction line items. Okay, so anyway, so let me give you the brief introduction what we have been seen in the last session. So we worked on relationships here. Okay, on Salesforce. Generally, we have three types of relationships are there. Salesforce part. Okay. Three types of relationships is there. One is like master detail relationship. One is like master detail relationship. And second one is lookup. And third one is user hierarchy relationship. Okay. This is particular. I'll tell you about later. But today, uh, Salesforce has given relationship like master detail relationship and lookup relationships. Okay. So as we know in the last session, we have been created a master data relationship between two custom objects. One is with a transaction and transaction line item. And we came to know that master detail is nothing but a strongest bonded relationship as well. Okay. So strongest bonded relationship as well. Let us see. Let us see. So when I open a transaction line item, this is the custom object where we created when we open in this transaction line item. Here you can see some view fields. Creation of relationship inside a Salesforce is a nothing. It's a kind of a data type for us, right? So we have created this kind of a master detail relationship and we associated this transaction with a, we associated this transaction line item with a transaction. Okay, that's what we place the relation between these two objects. This is a parent object and this is a child object. The only strategy to create a relationship is go to the child object and create a new field and associate a relationship data type. Okay, so that's what. But Salesforce has given three things for you. One is master detail, lookup, and user hierarchy. Okay, there is a much variations are there between these three. We'll see. Okay, now as per our business, as per our business, we know transaction will come and store into the Salesforce, and we have to maintain some relation between account and transaction. Okay. See, we want to maintain a relation between these two. So account is a parent and transaction is a child. Okay. Account is a parent and transaction is a child. This is what I would like to create. This is what I would like to create. Account is a parent and transaction is a child. Both objects are available or not? Yes, account is available. Transaction is also available for me. Okay. Is there any relation between these two? Let us check. See, there is an option here. Scroll down, customize. Okay. Under develop section. Where, yeah, sorry. Here, you can see there is a schema builder. Directly, you can type like this in the quick find box. Schema builder. Let's click on the schema builder. In schema builder, you can easily understand the relationships. See, yesterday we have created a relation between two objects, right? Those two objects are nothing but a custom objects. Okay. So what are those objects here? Transaction, transaction line item. Okay. See, this is a transaction and transaction line item. This red color mark indicates the master detail relationship. These two is having the master detail relationship. Similarly, I want to create a relation with an account. Okay, so I want to create a relation with an account, with a transaction. There is no relationship these two. I want to create it. My system is saying that transaction is a child and account is a parent. So I want to create a relationship. Okay, now which one is parent? Account is parent. Which one is child? Transaction is child. Go to the transaction object. Go to the transaction object. This transaction is a standard object or a custom object? It's a custom object. So let's go to the build section under create. If it is a standard object, I'll go to the customize, but it's a custom object. So come here, click on the objects, go with the transaction, open this transaction. Now, before creating a field, because what kind of a relationship? It should be a master detail relationship because a transaction cannot be sustained without a parent. Okay, I have to create a master detail relationship. So now, before creating a transaction, a relationship with a master, you have to check whether this transaction is having data or not. Yes, this transaction is having data.
Srikanth,
Yes.
as is there any limitations like already we have used it for master relationship for transaction line items and transaction. No? Again,
Yes.
we can use for transaction account.
Yes, there is a limitation. You'll come to know. Just wait.
Okay. Okay.
So now, yesterday, the same situation. Yesterday, the same situation I created. Okay, but the objects are different. Objects are different. Both are custom objects. Both are custom objects. Okay, and we created a master detail relationship. Here, this is a standard object. Standard object means given by Salesforce. This is a custom object which we created. Okay. So yesterday we created a relationship here, master detail. Today also I'll go and create here. Okay. Okay. But transaction is already having data. Earlier, transaction line item is a new object. There is no data. So we simply created a master detail. But on the transaction object, already data is having. Already data exists. What to do, we'll see. Okay, whether system allow you to create a relationship or not, we'll see. Okay, come here, click on the new. You have to select a master detail relationship. Click on next. Related to your account. Simple creation of relationships are very simple. It's a kind of a data type. You can choose your object. Okay, click on next. It is a required field. Master detail is a required field. So that's why I can say this is required. This is a master detail. Yesterday also we created a master detail. It's a required. Click on next and go. So now there is an option called save button. So when you click on the save button, what happens we'll see, because we already have a data. Transaction is already having data. Let me check whether we can save it or not. See, you cannot create a master detail relation. Most askable interview question this is. Please make an underline. You cannot create a master detail relationship if an detail object is already having a data. Okay, you cannot create a master detail relationship on the existing customer object if record already exists. Okay, then why we created yesterday? Na? Yesterday we created happily, right? The reason is at that time this transaction line item do not have any record. That's the reason is simply you created a master detail relationship. Okay, but today transaction is having data. How many records are having? Two records are having. So if you delete these two records, then you click on save button, again it will save because there are no data. But you cannot delete the data, right? Because those are sensitive informations. In a real time, we should not delete the data. Okay, because data is very much important. Of to make a relation between these two objects, why should I lose my data? So there is a workaround for this. So they are saying workaround. See this. You cannot create a master data relationship on the existing object if record is already exist. Then what should you do? You must first create a lookup relationship. You must first create a lookup relationship. Okay. Then populate the lookup field with data in all records. How many records are there? Two records are there. What is the problem is here? What will be the problem means a relationship will come here. It will be a required. It's a required field. Okay, a new field will becomes here. Okay, relationship field, but that is a required field. Without any value, you cannot save the record. That's the reason the Salesforce is stopping you. So instead of going for a master detail, they're asking us to create a lookup data. Then you have to convert that into the master detail. So then you have to convert that into the master detail. Okay, that is the important point here. Okay, if data is already exist, the most askable interview question, because it's a challenging part. If data is already exist in the custom object, you cannot create, if data is already exist in the custom object, you cannot create a master detail. Then what is the workaround for it? First, you have to create a lookup relationship, then populate the data. Then you can convert that lookup to a master detail. So that is the important. Okay. So going back again, click on back buttons. Now, instead of master detail, we are going for a lookup. Lookup is an optional. Okay. Lookup is an optional for us because you can either you can fill the data or without filling the data, no problem. Okay. So you can choose a lookup relationship, click on next. Now you choose account, click on next. Same, everything is common. Yeah, one more thing I have to tell you, I forgot, just click on previous. See, for master detail relationship, okay, this field level security is required for everyone. Okay, this field level security is required for everyone because it's a required field actually. Okay, but lookup is an optional, so that's why it is not mandatory for all the profiles. So if you want to provide for respective profiles, yes, you can choose your own profiles going for system administrator and the sales admin. This is our requirement. Okay, we are making visible only for those two profiles. For lookup, you have that kind of a feature. But for master data relationship, every profile user has to access that required field actually. That's the power of master. Okay, now click on next. Right? See, data is already exist in the transaction. Can you able to create a lookup relationship? Yes. Can you able to create a master detail relationship? No. Then what is the workaround? Okay, you have to create a lookup relationship. Yes, I'm creating a lookup relationship. See, first time we have created a lookup relationship. This is the existing data. Let me open one of the record. What they said here, create a lookup relationship, then populate a data. See, lookup will be like this. It is not a required for us. But if you observe the transaction line item yesterday, what we created, these are master data. See the variation. Both are the same. See, both are having a lookup icons. Both are having a lookup icons. But where is the variation means master is required. That is the very strongest. Master is required. Lookup is not required. Lookup is not required. Now you populate the data. We have only 2 records so far, so I just populating the data. If you have millions of data, you have to populate the data. So there is no exemptions for you. See, right now I have only 2 informations, 2 transactions. So I have been populated those 2 transactions now. Okay, only 2 records are there. So I have populated those 2 records. I have filled this data. I fill this data. Now I can convert this. Now I can convert this into a master detail. Let's see how you can convert. Go to the transaction. This is the newly created field. Now you click on this one. Okay. Click on this edit. There is an option called change field type. Click on this. That means you are changing the data type. Changing the data type from lookup to master detail. Okay. So now when you are changing only relevant data types only it can be populated. You cannot change it to the text. You cannot change it to the number, but you can change from lookup to a master. Okay. Click on next. Click on next. See, it is a required. It is a required. Earlier, you have been given access to only system administrator and sales admin. But when you're converting it to a master, everyone has to be visible. Click on next and save. See, successfully created. Successfully. Because data has been populated. Data has been populated. Now you click on transaction. Click on new. See, you can see the required option here. So this is the most askable interview question here. The very straightforward question is, boss, I have an object. It is already having a data. Can I create a master detail on it? You can simply say that no. The reason is because it's a required and it's a strongly. The data will be empty when you make it as a when you allow a master detail onto the existing data. So what will be the workaround? You create a lookup relationship. First point. Second point, you fill up the data. Okay. Third point, now you come and convert lookup to a master detail. Everything will be set right. Okay. This is what the most askable interview question. Okay. Now, when coming to the master details again, what exactly the strongly bonded? Let us see. What exactly the strongly bonded? Close other tabs. So how many transactions are there? 2 transactions are there. How many transaction line items are there? 1 transaction line item or 2? Okay, 1 transaction line item. This transaction line item is associated with the transaction 2, right? This is a parent record. This is a parent record and it has a transaction line item. And the two both are strong. Now, if I delete this transaction, see, what do you mean by the strongest? If you remove the parent, the child record also will be deleted. If you remove the parent record, the child record will be deleted. Now I'm removing this parent record. Okay. So this child record will be deleted. Just click on delete. See, transaction 2 has been deleted. Okay, now what happens to this line item? Just refresh the screen. See, the item has been deleted. Okay, now go to the recycle bin. Go to the recycle bin. Enable this transaction and delete it. That means you replace it. Okay, you replace the transaction. Now come here and refresh the screen. Now you can see the transaction line item. That is the strongest bonded in the master detail relationship. You cannot see such kind of an options in the lookup. Okay, you cannot see such kind of options in the lookup. Okay, so now there are some limitations in that master detail relationship, right? Limitations like, let us say, this is a parent object. This is a child object. We have two types of objects are there so far, standard object and custom object. So let me go with the probability. So probability like standard object as a parent, standard object as a child. Standard object as a parent, custom object as a child. Custom object as a parent, standard object as a child. Custom object as a parent, let's, how many days will it data? It will be there like 45 days. Okay, custom object. See, this is a probability. We have two objects. Okay, 2 power of 2, that means four probabilities will be there. So standard object, standard object, standard object, custom object, custom object, standard object, custom object, and custom object. This is a probability. Okay. Now, which one is possible for you? Which one is possible for you means only this for master detail. I'm talking about master detail. Master detail. So parent is nothing but a master. Child is nothing but a detail. Okay. I can tell you one simple straightforward statement. No standard object will be as a detail in the part of you have to understand this line, bottom line. No standard object will be as a detail in the part of master detail relationship. So the statement is saying that any standard object cannot be participated in the master detail relationship if standard object is saying as a child. Okay, the meaning ఏంటంటే మాస్టర్ డీటెయిల్ రిలేషన్షిప్లో స్టాండర్డ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ పేరెంట్ లాగే పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తుంది కానీ చైల్డ్ లాగా పార్టిసిపేట్ చేయదు. సో దట్ మీన్స్ in the master detail relationship, okay, this is not possible because standard object cannot be participated as a child. This is also not possible, but this is possible and this is possible. That means only in these two combinations you can create a master detail relationship. That means if standard object is staying as a child, you cannot create a master detail relationship. Let me show you. See, Let me tell you very clearly. Now, two objects are there here. Two objects are standard objects. Let's say account and contact. We know account and contact are having a relationship. We'll talk that one later in the next sessions. Okay. Now I want to create a relation between these two as a master. As a master, account is a parent, contact is a child. If you observe this is a standard object and this is a custom object. And these both are the custom objects. But here it's a standard object and it is a standard object. That was first point. Now I want to make contact as a child and parent as an account. That is a master detail relationship. Now you go to the child object called as a contact. Called as a contact. Click on the view fields, shortcut. Click on new. See, there is no master detail relationship. There is no master detail relationship here. Okay. Let us say if I open a transaction line item, click on view fields, click on new. See, I can see the master detail relationship. If you observe, this is a custom object. Transaction line item is a custom object, and contact is a standard object given by the Salesforce. On the contact, I cannot see master detail relationship, but on the transaction, I can see on the transaction line item, I can see the master detail relationship. So that means you cannot create master detail relationship if standard object is participating as a child. That is the only bottom line you have to be understand. Most askable interview question. This is a limitation. Okay. You cannot create a master detail relationship on the standard objects. Then what kind of a relationship you can create? You can happily create lookup relationship. You can happily create a lookup relationship. Okay. So that means lookup can be participated in all the objects. Okay, either standard object or custom object. Okay, custom object to the custom object, or custom object standard object, or standard object to standard object, whatever it may be. Lookups will be participated because it's an optional for us. Okay, so that is what here you have to be understand. Okay, there is a limitation for the master detail relationship. You can create master detail relationship only on the custom objects. Okay, custom object to custom object or custom object to standard object. That's one limitation. And another limitation, what I said is, if data is already exist, you cannot create a master detail relationship. But there is a workaround for it. Okay, you can create a lookup. You can pre-populate the data. Then you can convert lookup to a master detail relationship. It can accept it. And there is a third limitation for you in the master detail relationship. So on the objects, there is a limit. There is a limit. You can go up to 40 relationships. You can go up to 40 relationships, not more than that. 40 relationships means an object can be participated either as a parent or a child in 40 ways. After creating lookup, can change to master detail if child is a standard? No, boss, you cannot. That's what I'm saying. You cannot create a master detail. It is a standard, you cannot convert it. Okay. Okay. See, limits for every relation, the objects having some limits, right? So these two objects can be involved in 40 relationships. That's a very highest. An object can be participated either a parent or a child. Okay, either a parent or a child, 40 ways, in 40 relationships. In that 40, 2 are master detail. Okay, 38 are lookup. 38 are lookup. Only master detail you can create only 2, not more than that. 38 are lookups. Boss, I want more than of, I want master detail, third master detail. Okay, you cannot create it. Okay, you cannot create it, but there is a workaround for it. Okay, but if you want it, there is a workaround for it. I'll show you. Let me go to the transaction. Boss, why I'm not selecting this master detail? Can anyone tell me? Because the usage is completed. See, you might aware. See, this master detail, if I go and open the fields of this transaction, see, this transaction has been using account as a parent. Let's check with account. This is a transaction. This is a transaction object. In transaction object, okay, or else I'll draw with a diagram so that you can easily understand. This is account. This is transaction. And this is transaction line item. Okay. Three objects are there. Just give me a second. Let me, where is the charger? No charger. This is not the charger. Okay, anyway, let it be. See, this is an account, this is a transaction, and this is a transaction line item. Okay, we know that account is a parent to a transaction. Okay, account is a parent to a transaction. Transaction is a parent to a transaction line item. Right? This is the way. See, now you can see this transaction has been participated as a detail here in the part of master detail relationship. Right? And now this transaction has been participated into the transaction line item as a part of master in the part of master detail relationship. Okay. So the limit has been exceeded. Only two master detail relations. So it's done. So that is the reason you cannot select a master detail relationship. Okay. So two limits. The object either it participate two masters or two details, no matter, or master or a detail, no matter. The object can be participated into the master detail relationship only two ways. It is done. So that's why you cannot create a master detail relationship. Boss, no boss, I want a master detail. Definitely I want to go for it. Then go for a lookup relationship. Okay, create a lookup relationship like this. Choose your object. I'm choosing opportunity here. So I'm choosing an opportunity here. Okay. So here you have an option here required. Okay. When you make this as a required, now it becomes as a more stronger than your master detail relationship. More stronger. Okay. It becomes as a more stronger. So you have to choose this option. Okay. Then it becomes a lookup becomes as a required, and it is more stronger than your master detail relationship. Okay. So these kind of flexibilities are there. Okay. I want to show you some variation. Let's close all this stuff. As I said in the beginning, master detail is there, lookup is there. We got a clarity that lookup can be created in any object, either standard object or a lookup object. You can create it. But master detail is not like that. Okay. And there is another object, another relationship called as user hierarchy relationship. So you cannot create user hierarchy relationship in all the objects, but you can create only in one object. That is called user object. Hierarchy relationship you can create only on the user object. Let's go here. User is a standard object given by the Salesforce. Click on the customize, scroll down, click on users, click on fields. This is a user object, is a global object. We can say it is not a standard object, to be frank, it's a global object. Okay. The records what is available in the user can be visible to everyone. So that's why it becomes as a global object. In this global object, you cannot create lookup or a master. Okay. Global objects cannot be participated as a child either in a parent, either in a master detail or a lookup relationship. Then what kind of relationship they have? They will have only hierarchy relationship. You can allow users to click on the lookup icon and you can select another user. Let's go here. So I'm creating a new field on the user. So this is a new field which I created. Click on next. See, first time we have created a hierarchy relationship. Now, how you do unit test? This is a user object, right? Go to the sales users or any kind of a user. So we have been created this sales user, right? Click on edit. See, you have created a new relationship field. This is not a lookup or this is not a master. It is a user hierarchy relationship. Most askable interview question where you can create user hierarchy relationships means you can create only on the user object. Only on the user object. See, I am relating another user. See, this is one of the user and this is another user. I related it to users as immediate manager. I use Srikanth as immediate manager to the sales admin. Okay, so that is the beauty. So you have to understand. So still relationships are not yet done. We have technically we have master detail relationship, lookup relationship, and user hierarchy relationship. There are some other things also there. One to many is there. Many to many is there. Okay, one to one is there. So we have to discuss more. So we will discuss these three things more tomorrow. Okay. And meanwhile, you have to create a relationships between the objects. Okay. And tomorrow we are going to be learn about what kind of a relation between account and contact is having, campaign and campaign members. Okay. Campaign and lead, opportunities, account and opportunity, contact and opportunity, cases. Okay. So what kind of a relationships are there? What we can call, what are the add-on benefits of master detail relationship, we'll see today. What is the concept I have been explained you is where we can create a master detail relationship, where not we cannot create. Okay, what are the limitations of master detail relationships, and what is the user hierarchy relationship and lookup relationship. Okay, I just shown you like this. So tomorrow we are going to be cover about one to many to many, one to one relationships, and at the same time what are the key factors of, what are the benefits of master detail relationship, we'll see tomorrow. Okay. Meanwhile, again, still we are not that much of matured on the Salesforce. So you please go and follow this video and try to create the relationship as much as. Okay. So if I show you here, when I go to the user object, when I click on new, see, you can only create a hierarchy relationship. Open an existing standard object given by the Salesforce. Click on new field. You can only create a lookup relationship, right? Go to the transaction line item or any other standard objects or any other custom objects. See, either you can create a lookup or a master. See the variation. Custom objects, you can create a lookup or a master. Standard object, you can create only the lookup. Global object, you can only create the hierarchy relationship. That is the only difference where you have to be notified, because creation of relationship is a matter of 1 minute. You can simply create a relationship by just creating a field on the respective object and you're choosing a relationship. But in the intro perspective of point, definitely they will concentrate on the limitations voices. Definitely they'll concentrate on the observation perspective of point. Observations are very, very important. Okay. So watch this video one more time. You'll get a better clarity what I'm going to be explaining you today. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to be work on some other relationships. Okay. Today we have touched on the physical relationships. Okay. Tomorrow there is something different. Okay. So meanwhile, I'll post this video, go through this video and get some hands-on. Okay. Thank you guys. If you have any doubts or any questions, please post me in the WhatsApp group so that others also can also understand your questions. Thank you guys. I'll post this video immediately now.
Thank you, Srikant.